Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom, and welcome to another exciting episode of Frail Conversations. Today, I wanna have a conversation with my little homies for a second. I really want to have a conversation with my little homies because I was having a conversation with one of my little bros and shit, and you feel me? It was a group, like we vibing and shit. You know, me trying to be big homie type shit, and the conversation came up about sex, right? So, me trying to be the responsible motherfucker I am, I asked, and I should group like, I think it's like 6 or 7 of them. So it's like, I'm like, yo, when was the last time y'all got tested? And like, they just kind of busted out laughing, like, you feel me? And it was like, what? And I was like, then I guess the leader of the group, or I don't know, the voice. I don't call him the voice of the group because he did most of the speaking anyway. But the motherfucker said, I know I'm clean when my girl get tested and she come back clean. And like, in that moment, it was like a small glimpse. It was like a small pause. And I looked at them and they looked at me. And then they started dapping each other. Like, to my hell yeah. I was like, no, hell no. I was like, bro, that's not right. That's not. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Why are y'all waiting on y'all? I said, you know how risky that is? I'm like, yo, you know how risky that is, bro? Like, y'all are banking the status of your health on the status of another motherfucker who you're pretty much gambling with at this point. Because, you feel me, chances are you raw dogging if you're waiting on her to go get checked out. And then it's like, yeah, when she go get her checkups and shit, if she come back clean, I know I'm clean. So I'm like, all right. So if she doesn't go get her checkup, you pretty much gonna be dirty till you find out, right? He's like, nah, of course, if I start itching or something, I'm like, bro, sometimes the shit don't show up. So I'm like, why y'all get that logic? And then ultimately it came out, they don't really fuck with hospitals, they don't fuck with doctors and shit, and blah, blah, blah. And goes into a generational thing, goes into a more deeper rooted situation and shit. But that it kind of startled me because I wonder how many boys, how many young men out here are just not getting tested. You feel me? Like, I'm like this: if you're gonna be fucking, you need to be routinely getting tested almost as frequently as you fucking. You feel what I'm saying? Almost as frequently as you fucking, because you don't know what's going on at this point. So like I was telling them, and like I was saying to the kids, I was like, bro, if you're waiting on her, how will you know where you got it from? You feel what I'm saying? How will you know where you got it from? How will you know when you got it? You feel what I'm saying? And then how will you know who gave it to you? Like, nah, because if she got it and then I got it, then that means she cheated. I said, that can mean you cheated. And like, it don't necessarily go like that. But the logic behind how these young boys were just so stuck, and like they were convicted in their thought that if she gets tested and she good, then I'm good. It's like, no, bro, that's just not cool. That's just not cool. So, being that I've had this conversation with these younger guys, and being that at one point in time I've heard this coming from my peers when I was younger, it's like I feel like this is a problem. This is something that really needs to be talked about. Like, I get it. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes it's scary. Sometimes, quote unquote, ignorance is bliss, but ignorance can be destructive. If you don't know what the fuck your status is, if you don't know about yourself, you feel me? You could be dying slowly. You could be killing somebody slowly and don't even know it. You feel what I'm saying? But I wanted to talk about that today. As I always say, switch gears a little bit, but I feel like this. I'm gonna dedicate this one solely for my little homies and shit. Like, I want to have this conversation with y'all because, and some of the big homies too, because some of y'all still got that mindset. But we're gonna talk about all of that too. But as always, before we go heavy into it, be sure to follow me on Instagram at _just_scene_. Sure, check out my website at IamJustSing.com to get all things that are just sing. My books, So Frail, a Reality to Battle Masculinity, So Frail, Too Toxic Femininity, and Hitting It Raw, Living a Raw Plant-Based Lifestyle for Life. My courses, Mastering the Market, a comprehensive guide to Forex trading. Hitting the Raw program to transition into the plant-based lifestyle. The Hitting the Raw program is not exclusive to raw veganism. You can do any form of plant-based. It gives you just a setup on how to properly transition. The Hitting the Raw course is not limited to Forex. It also can be applied to options, futures, ETFs, and anything else that that you're using the trade system with charts and candles and everything to set up. Be sure to check out my merch where you can get exclusive designs. I think that's it. Oh, of course, the podcast. And if you would like to book a session with Chatting with Scene, you can do so at IamJustSing.com. To everybody who tips, sponsors, and donates to the podcast, you are greatly, 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 greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Words can't do justice to how much appreciation I have for you. To anybody who would like to tip, donate, and sponsor, you can do so by clicking the link in the description of your podcast. Not just the episode, but the podcast itself. And you can sponsor, tip, or donate. Cash App and PayPal are just fine. That's it. So I'm gonna take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna dive into So Frail Conversations. Know your status. Oh yeah, and don't forget to visit IamJustSing.com. There, you can get all things Just Sing. You want to add the So Frail series to your library? Visit IamJustSing.com. You want to learn how to master the market for serious trading and investing? Visit IamJustSing.com. You want to get your hands on some exclusive merch like tees, hoodies, coffee mugs, hats, bags? Visit IamJustSing.com. Are you thinking about transitioning into the plant-based lifestyle? Visit IamJustSing.com. You ever want to just chat with Sing about anything from simple advice to mentorship? Visit IamJustSing.com. Anything and everything that is me, you can find at IamJustSing.com. So just take a quick peek into my world and see why being just seen is nothing less but always more. Because you never really know what you need until you see it. You will never see it unless you visit IamJustSing.com. All right. Welcome back. And without further ado, let's get into this thing. Know your status. I think a lot of it too, like, I feel like anybody my age and older should know their status. They should know what the fuck they had, could have potentially, whatever the case may be. But I really want to talk to the younger generation with this one, if they're willing to listen and shit. And because it's like, I was in that space where, I was, banking on the fact that as long as I didn't show symptoms, as long as this person had nothing, I was good. And granted, that lasted all of up until I was like 15 years old. That lasted until I was about 15 years old. Because it like things just got different. Things got more understandable with life. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I really started to see the significance and severity that diseases can have on your body, and I broke out of that teenage adolescent mentality that it can't happen to me. It's not gonna happen to me. Granted, in the runs that I had, I am grateful enough to the universe, the source, whoever we're choosing to acknowledge today. I am grateful that I have never caught anything. I never had to go to a clinic, health department, or anything to get anything cleared up. And I'm so grateful for that. And the as they say, the odds were in my favor. Because, when I put the timestamp and the amount of women and the shit that the bullets I dodged and shit all after the fact. And then it's like, damn, things were just, I ain't gonna say it was lucky. Some say it's blessed, some say it's fortunate, but I'm not gonna say it's lucky. Because it just wasn't, it was what it was. But I'm looking at, young boys do the same shit. But see, I look at it like this, like, I think this is going to be another episode of the So Frail Conversations in the future. Um, like we don't really cross our threshold, our manhood threshold. You know what I'm saying? And here's what I mean by that. Because this mentality, like the boys that I was talking to in their early 20s and shit, but like this mentality carries on from the time I guess we start fucking to whenever. And it's like one of the biggest reasons why we don't get tested, or we say that stupid shit about, yo, if my girl good, I'm good. Like we don't understand that comes from our adolescent mentality. You feel what I'm saying? Half of us are scared to get tested because then our parents got to find out, and we shouldn't be fucking anyway. You feel what I'm saying? We shouldn't be fucking anyway. And when that comes out, that's when it's going to be, oh, well, you knew better. You should have been doing this. You should have been doing that, and blah, 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 blah. But we don't want that. So on one side of the spectrum, we don't want that to happen. You know, we don't want our parents to find out we fucking. We embarrassed to be fucking. I'm like this. My big brother put me on something. He said, man, if you can't tell mama about it, you don't need to be doing it. You feel me? When I say my mama knew everything my brother did, she knew everything my brother did. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And he pretty much put that in me. He was like, bro, if you're going to be doing quote unquote grown shit, you need to be grown all the way. You feel me? Take responsibility for your shit. Handle yourself, like he said, because it's not a game out here. If you're going to be grown shit's going to happen to you because people are going to expect you for that to happen. I'm like, all right, bro. You feel me? That conversation came about with him because he told my mama I was having sex. Like, motherfucker, yo. It's like, it was crazy shit. I had already been fucking, but when he found out and shit, it was a little bit different. But then it's like, he told my mama on me. So I'm like, bro, like, so, you know, me and my mama having a conversation and shit. And she's like, yo, you know, we having a sex talk, blah, 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 blah. I don't get too heavy in that because that was a previous episode. But, you know, I talked to my brother and shit, and he was like, bro, he said, I had to tell her, you wasn't. I was like, bro, it's none of her business. He said, it is her business. What if you would have got a girl pregnant? Or what if you would have got something that you can't get rid of? Then what? She has to know. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can't be out here. And that's, let me put it in perspective for me. If you're going to be grown, you need to be grown all the way. Don't do grown shit and then start trying to act like a child again. You feel me? He's like, you know, my brother was real deep. He was like, yo, once you cross that line into adulthood, you an adult, you can't go back. Once you do that adult action, you got to do everything. Everything after that has to be adult accountability. You dig what I'm saying? Everything else has to be adult accountability. So if you out here fucking, you got to be ready to deal with these consequences of if somebody burn you, if you get pregnant, if you get a girl pregnant, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, bro, I use condoms all the time. He said, bro, they pop. A lot of shit happens. Sometimes you just think you fucking with this person heavy and you decide you can go. Like, you don't know. But you feel what I'm saying? What you do need to know is that you need to have your status check. You need to, you know, constantly stay up on your shit. So this is where it's kind of segueing into in the fact that we never have that rite of passage maturity moment to where we become teenagers to men or boys to men. Like, a lot of us haven't had this segue, even from my generation, even from my peers and shit, from the perspective in which we speak. You feel me? We haven't had this moment where we are saying, okay, I'm a man now. We may do mannish shit, but the hard part about it is dealing with the shit that comes with being a man. You feel what I'm saying? We can't try to like I said, start off doing, okay, I'm a man. I'm going to do some man shit. And then when we think about it, the man shit that we really do is fucking and getting and fucking and working. That's it. Like we get this grown mentality that, you know, we're fucking and working. And that makes us a man, right? Because of the service, you know, protect and provide. Okay, well, I got to be it's like when we look at the requirements for us as men, a lot of times it's real simple. You got to be able to fuck it good, find the clit when you're eating it, and then provide for it. Shit's simple in the grand scheme of it all. Shit real simple. So in our crossing over to manhood, that's what we define as man. So we keep all of the other shit intact. You know what I'm saying? We don't necessarily evolve it. You feel what I'm saying? So when it comes to those mentalities, yeah, we fucking, but we still fucking as adolescents. Because there's no reason why you should be fucking and not know your status. There's no reason why you should be fucking A lot of us are fucking as much as we do, and we aren't periodically getting tested. You feel what I'm saying? We're scared to get tested, or we feel like, you know, we're going to wait until we feel sick to go say, okay, I think something's wrong. Nah, bro, you got to be proactive instead of reactive. You dig what I'm saying? You got to be proactive instead of reactive. And that comes from our immaturity part of it. That comes from the adolescent part. The whole thing about the adolescent part is about making sure you got the condom on and making sure you're putting it in right. Finding the hole. That's it. You feel me? It's deeper aspects that come with the maturity and the time and seasoning of fucking all the time. And it's things that should be passed down to the younger generation. It's things that should be passed down in the rites of passage when we're teaching the little homies and shit. Like, my talks were just how to fuck a woman good. Like, I never really got too much of the deeper shit. You feel me? Yeah, they laughed and told me about the stories where they caught something. I had a big homie say he caught crabs. He was like, man, you can't be fucking with dirty bitches, blah, blah, blah. Like, they give you little shit like that. You feel me? I had a big homie who would tell me shit like, well, when you fuck her, you got to move your body like this. You got to do that. You got to do like, okay, cool. You're showing me the good shit, but what about the other side? I didn't know shit about it from a spiritual perspective. I didn't know shit about it from, I knew about diseases and shit, but again, I'm a teenager. Shit ain't happening to me. That shit ain't happening to me. Like, a lot of us felt like that, but a lot of us grow into our older ages to feel like that shit, And there's a decent amount of us who haven't, caught anything, who say, oh, I haven't been burnt. But there's also off that perspective, motherfuckers with babies. You feel me? Technically, that's in the realm of the same shit from unprotected sex. You feel what I'm saying? It's unprotected sex. So it's like, when I'm looking at the young homies laugh and play like that, like, yo, bro, if my girl good, I'm good. No, young man, like, that shit don't work like that. If your girl good, she good. You feel what I'm saying? I get if you feel, well, I ain't been fucking off or whatever the case may be, but yo, same principle. If your girl good, she's good, not you. You still need to know for yourself. And the fact that you and your girl aren't getting it together is something else too. Like, you feel me? Y'all should be on the same path. Like, if y'all gonna be in sync all the way. It's like, yo, if I'm getting tested, you getting tested. So we have a benchmark as to where we at. So we know that between the last time we got tested and this time we got tested, somebody fucked up. Somebody fucked up. I don't need to guess. I don't need to speculate. I don't need to be, I don't need to be worrying about whether or not I'm right or wrong with that shit. You feel what I'm saying? But I do happen to know that within this pocket, one of us fucked up. It don't need to be like that. It don't need to be like that. I look at it as, safety nets. Safety nets. You feel what I'm saying? But the focus of this all is to know your status. You got to we have to have that level of maturity where we cross over to manhood to be responsible and accountable for the shit that we do. You feel me? For the shit that we do. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, at what point do we become men? Nobody ever really knows. Like, we just know that people look at us as men and shit. And I mean internally. At what point did you stop feeling like a child? You feel me? That's right. That I'm gonna put a pin in that because that's gonna be next week's episode. Cause we're going not next week's episode. That's gonna be the next episode of the So Frail Conversation because I want to really talk about that. I really do. But the immaturity and the teenage stupidity is what kind of runs into our early 20s because we're still acting like the adolescent teenager who's trying to, get some for the first time. Or, even if we've been in it for several times, like each new one we're using as experience, we're trying to, like there's little things we got to do. So it's little things that we have to really pay attention to that we don't. And we need to really make sure we're giving the information and the game to the younger generation the way it's supposed to be given. You feel what I'm saying? Me personally, I tell all my young homies and shit. Although I practice, celibacy and shit, selective celibacy. Let me put the selective on it. Because like I always say, if y'all find out I'm fucking somebody, y'all ain't gonna call me a fraud. Like, oh, he said he was celibate and now, yes, I'm selectively celibate. If the yams come and if, everything aligns, I'm a plug. But if not, nobody. But anywho, You feel what I'm saying? Like, going from that perspective of, setting the standard that within myself that, before I cross the line with anybody, like, it's a joke, but it's a serious joke too. So it's funny, but it's not funny. Like, I tell women, like, our first date has to be to the health department. You feel me? It's like we get to, I'm good. I'm confident that I'm gonna pass my shit. I'm confident that I'm not gonna have any blemishes on mine. But are you? You feel what I'm saying? That saves me a whole bunch of motherfucking time, bro. That saves me a whole bunch of fucking time in life. I ain't even gonna hold you. In relationships and all of that shit. Because if off the rip I say, bam, let's go get tested together right now. Oh, I don't. You feel me? You can make the excuses. We can come up with the excuses of, well, it's just this night or whatever the case may be. I ain't fucking you yet. You thought you was gonna get something. No, I didn't think I was gonna get something tonight. But eventually, you and I both know we're fucking. Let's get past the games and the semantics right now. Let's get past the quote unquote respect factors and all of that, and trying to uphold some kind of image. No, the reality is this. I'm not worried about, like, the respect factor is different for me now. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not worried about if you fucking on the first night. I'm worried about if you're willing to know your status immediately. Like, you feel me? No bullshit, no cap, no like, no funny shit. Let's go. I'm straight. I'm not worried about it because that puts the reality in for me. Because now when it's like, okay, I'm fucking you, then I need to know that I'm fucking you and what you coming with when I'm fucking you. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of us, we see pussy, titties, and ass, and we just get stuck in that. We've been like that for a long time. If she's cute, we don't think she can have something. And a lot of times, it's actually the other way around. Motherfuckers be like, yo, she too bad. She ain't got... Yo, a lot of times it be those. It be those. And off the same other side perspective, my brothers, this is why I'm telling y'all to get tested, because it be us that be fucking the most. You feel me? That be getting all of the hoes. That be the one. But it's like, we have this mentality that, like, if the motherfucker physically looks cute or, glows or has their makeup on fleek or whatever the fuck we're calling them shit, like, they ain't got nothing. I had a homeboy when I was in my 20s, my early 20s. He was like, bro, I've had more raw sex than I've had protected. I'm like, what? He said, bro, once you feel it, there's something about it that it's like, nigga, bro, like, okay. That's your thing. Like, yo, you're not worried about diseases and shit, bro. Like, you're not worried about it. And that's when it's like, bro, man, she take care of herself. See, and a lot of times we be that, and I think that might be a reason why we fuck up. Because we see that a woman's clean. You feel me? She dresses nice. She this, that, and third. Oh, she takes care of herself exteriorly. Her shell is beautifully ordained. I'm not going to take that shit away from her. Her shell is beautifully ordained. What about that core, bro? Like, the physical don't always, it doesn't always portray what the internal is. Sometimes it does. Like in the case of hoarders, like your outward representation of your life is a lot of times what's going on your internal side. So I think a lot of that subconscious knowing is like when we see somebody who keeps themselves together, oh, they ain't got nothing. No, it's just a motherfucker to keep themselves together. You feel me? Like when I was in high school, we had this class called Health Team Relations because, I was on a medical path and shit. And they said you have to treat every patient like they have AIDS. Always wear gloves, always wear your PPEs and shit because you have to treat every person like they have AIDS. Man, that shit went to my motherfucking head because I treat everybody like they got AIDS. Everybody. Like, I know it seems kind of like when I was young and shit, it's like what the purpose that I'm making is that I always use rubbers because I always like, yo, I feel like she got something, but I still want to fuck. I know that was a gamble as hell because it's like I'm still a kid. And condoms really don't, like the viruses are actually, and the disease are actually a lot smaller than the actual pore size of the rubber that's there. So it's like, technically they can slip through. So how the fuck we surviving that shit is beyond me. But, I ain't gonna get into that part. But the point that I was making with that is that, like, when we don't operate from that perspective of fully expecting that anybody can have anything, You feel what I'm saying? We automatically assume disease is associated with ugly people. I ain't gonna say ugly people. People that we don't find physically attractive. Right? We think a disease is associated with that motherfucker. You dig what I'm saying? We can never, like, anytime, like, where I grew up, you know, I mean, I think it's hood to hood. I think it's hood to hood, state to state, country to country. But it's like, there's that person, like, everybody got a story of somebody spreading disease around the city. You feel what I'm saying? These people that spread the diseases were never the motherfuckers that you didn't think, like, they weren't the people that we fit in the mold to say, okay, this person might have something. You feel me? It's the motherfucker everybody want. It's the motherfucker that's high commodity and shit. This motherfucker, like, you know, then they get talked in it, raw dogging and shit like that. And then that's when, bam, motherfucker got something. And everybody is waiting on the next motherfucker to go, you know what? I mean, like, just imagine that shit, bro. Because I know in high school, it's like that. In high school, because it's like, you got to think about it too. A lot of us are fucking before we have cars. A lot of us are fucking before we have reliable transportation. A lot of us are fucking before we have time to actually set a schedule to go do some shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, at what point do we say, okay, you know what? If I feel symptoms or something like that, then I'll go. If I feel something, then I'll go, you know. But sometimes we never feel shit. Sometimes we never feel shit, and we be having that shit laying dormant like a motherfucker and don't even know it. You feel me? Because we don't see the signs. We don't see the pustules. We don't see the discharge. We don't see all of the other shit, and we think we good. And we'll have this shit on for some months on end. Just passing it around the motherfuckers. Passing it around the motherfuckers because we won't take the accountability to say, you know what? I need to know what the fuck my status is. You know? When I was I say the first time I got tested, I was 15. I was 15 the first time I got tested. And I got tested because a pregnancy scare happened. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I was hitting shorty and shit, and then the condom popped. That was the first time a condom ever popped on me. You feel me? It was the first time a condom ever popped on me. So I didn't, in the moment, I didn't really think nothing of it. I didn't feel like a condom pop. I just know it started feeling different. But I was like, man, And it was like, you know, you have one of those, it was like one of those latex skin condoms and shit too. So it's like real thin. So it's like when it popped, it's like I barely felt it. But it's like, okay. So I'm minting and shit. You know what I'm saying? Blowing it back. 15 years old. And I bust off. And if, you know, my brothers, we know what's up. When you're wearing a condom, you have that little collection. It's almost like a pullback. Like, it hits a wall and starts to slide back. Like, you can feel that shit. You feel what I'm saying? You can start to feel that shit as the condom fills up. I didn't feel that shit. I was like, Because you know how you get your last stroke when you about to bust. You gotta, you know, go as far as deep as you can go because it's like, nigga, y'all know what I'm talking about, nigga. We laughing and we playing, we vibe. But anyway, that happens. And then, that happened. And then I was like, I don't feel the pullback. Pulled out, whole condom popped down to the base. I'm like, damn, bro, how did I not know this shit? Right? So from there, I was like, damn, bro. Like, I just emptied the whole clip. I shot the whole club up. Shit. You feel me? At the time, I was scared. I ain't gonna hold you. I was scared as fuck because I didn't even know shit about anatomy. I didn't know shit about the body. I didn't know shit about a lot of the shit that I know now. So I understand now how the girl wasn't pregnant. But back then, see, because back then our sex education is bad. Girls they either on their period or they off. We don't know shit about ovulation. We don't know shit about ovulation calendars or when the right moment is to actually, you know what I'm saying, basal body temperatures. We don't know shit about that. You feel me? We don't know shit about that. I know I didn't. Not at 15 years old. But, so it's like, you feel me? Either she on her period or she ain't. And it's like, it's so fucked up because if you actually talk to one of the young kids that's like in that age bracket, like 12, 13, 14, maybe 15, and you ask them what the significance of a period is and shit. Because when we used to talk this kid, like we used to think, yo, if she's on her period, like being on the period means that she can get pregnant. Like if she's fucking on the period, that's when she can get pregnant. And I was like, nah, bro. The period, and then, like that's when I had to learn about it. So after a while, it was like, damn, bro, I hope she ain't pregnant. I was like, I hope she ain't pregnant because I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm 15 years old, bro. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with this shit. You feel me? I said, that's when the man shit turned back into boy shit. I couldn't be responsible anymore. I couldn't be accountable anymore. I turned back into that kid. I'm like, yeah, I'm out here fucking and shit. Yeah, nigga busting these hoes down. I'm getting all this ass. But then it's like, bam. Now here's the man side of the shit when you do this shit. It's like, I'm a boy again. No, I'm a kid. I can't go through this shit. No, fuck that. You know? But the point is, like, she never got pregnant because, you know, she wasn't in that phase. She wasn't ovulating and things of that nature. So right when I caught it, it was within a window where, you know, within a window where it wouldn't have worked. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was way out of her ovulation clock. You feel what I'm saying? And so it was scary. It was scary as fuck. It was better than having a disease, I think. Yeah. I don't know. It's 1-to-1. It's 1-to-1. It's apples and oranges. But it was better for me because it was like, after that, I was like, damn, bro. I could have really had a fucking baby just then. But then that led me to start getting tested. The reason why that led me to start getting tested because I was like, in my mind, after that shit happened, I'm like, yo, damn, I don't want a baby with her. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was the fear. I don't know if a chakra portal opened up or whatever the case may be. But I do know that when I sat down and I thought about it, I was like, damn, bro. I don't want a baby with her. And then I started thinking about all the other women, well, girls at the time, because I was only 15, but the other women that I was fucking, I was like, I don't want a baby with them either. So it's like, I'm running this gamble and I'm fucking, but it's like, damn, I had to sit and, you know, ask myself, like I said, because I did have that conversation with my mom when I was 16. I know I'm telling a story about 15. But my mom's conversation when I was 16 was the icing, was the confirmation. It's like, yo, ask yourself if you're willing to have a baby with these women. You feel me? At the time, I'm 15. This is a whole year. So I'm like, nah, I don't want to have a baby, but that ass is fat though. I still fuck. I had to actually come out of that because, you know, coupling what my mom said a year later after I had the scare. She don't even know about the scare, but I mean, she listens. She'll know now. I don't think she do though. But anyway, that scare was like, bam, what if it was a disease? Like, that's what really hit me. Hey, huddle up, broskies, because it's time to elevate. The secret to evolving masculinity is to define it, understand it, then apply it. The So Frail series defines masculinity as the spiritual, mental, and physical embodiment of the essence of analysis and deconstruction. From this definition, I explain how masculinity is not just the hat that we wear, but it's the essence that we must exude through application. If you enjoy the So Frail conversations, why not read the books that inspire them? Visit IamJustSeen.com right now to add the So Frail series to your library to get a better understanding of what masculinity really is. I promise. After reading So Frail, you will never look at masculinity the same again. Because it was like, she was like, nah, I didn't get pregnant. She bought like four pregnancies. Now, mind you, I'm 15, she 14. We fucked. Like, you feel me? We fucked. I wouldn't get my first job until the next year. You feel me? I couldn't, and now that I'm older now, shit, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna take care of no baby with no motherfucking. I personally know that I wouldn't have been able to do it. It would have been repeating a motherfucking cycle. But, anywho, I started to look at it. I was like, damn, bro. I was just contemplating, like, damn, I don't want a baby with her, but I was like, what if she would have gave me something? What if she got something? You know, like that sequence of events came about because like, as I'm thinking about the pregnancy, I'm like, yo, what am I going to do? You know, 15, I'm going to be a man, yo. I'm just going to have to take care of my responsibility. Nah, you feel me? That's, you know, ultimately that's where my mind was at, you know, but logically that shit wasn't possible. It wasn't feasible. I didn't have anywhere to live. I didn't have a car. I was 15 years old walking to go get some ass. So it's like, yo, come on, bro. Like, put shit into context and perspective, my dude. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I was saying, like, it's the little things that when we start to do man shit, when do we actually break out of that boyish mentality, that teenage adolescent mentality? When do we cross that line? You feel me? Some say it's not until we're in the 30s. You feel me? Some say it's our mid-20s. I feel like it can be whenever we want it to be, when we're on the collective to train each other and condition each other to do so. But that's, again, I'm saving that for another day. You feel me? So I ultimately go get tested, and shit wasn't that bad. Like, all of the fears I had about, oh shit, somebody gonna see me pulling up and getting tested and this, that, and the third and blah, blah, blah and shit. And it was like, nah, fuck that. So I got tested. And my first time getting tested fucked me up. I don't know how it is state to state. I know what state I was in. And for my homies, sometimes this could happen. They told me, you feel me? If we don't call you, you good. Right? But if we call you, then, you got to come back. So they never called me, but I forgot which one was which. So the process is just delaying for me. It's like, damn, bro, it's been a week. Nigga, they ain't said shit to me. Fuck. And I'm like, you feel me? Every opportunity that I had to call them, I couldn't, because my mama would have been around. Because I'm in school 3 to 7, 7 to 3, whatever the case may be. Get out of school, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, if in order for me to sit down and, be there, it's like, all right, so I'm like, yo, I'm going to have to figure this shit out. So it just so happened, like, it's like this particular day, my mom would go straight to school after work or something like that. So she wouldn't be home till like 8, 9 o'clock. So, you feel me? I go to motherfucking, so I call them. I'm like, yeah, I want to check on, at first I'm like, like some nervous shit. And then it's when I realized that it's a problem, because it's like, there's no reason why we should be confidently fucking, you feel me, but embarrassingly asking for results on our fucking test. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that shit don't make no sense. Like, we can confidently and be bold enough, and then be bold enough to plant this on these seeds down to the younger generation. Say, yeah, man, I'm out here fucking blowing this. And then it's like, we want to get all, what? Now, granted, I'm 15 years old, but that don't make an excuse. Because I was fucking like I was 30. Damn it. I was fucking like I was 30. I should have been doing everything else like I was 30. You feel me? So I would, so I hit the health department up, and I was like, yeah, I wanted to check on the status of my results. I'm all nervous and shit. I ain't never asked for no pussy that nervous. You feel me? But I'm asking for results about my dick nervously. I'm like, yeah, nobody called me, so I just kind of wanted to know what the status was. And I was like, oh, when we don't call, you're good. I was like, all right. Like, ever since that moment, I kind of changed my mentality. And then I started to encourage my homies around me and shit to go to the health department. And I made it a practice to go every 6 months. I haven't been in the last 5 years because I haven't been fucking in the last 5 years. I've been creating shit. But my template and my standards, when I am active, is to go every 6 months. You know what I'm saying? I go every 6 months. At least every 6 months with the same partner. But if I'm hoeing, it's after every other partner. Every other new partner, whatever the case may be, I would go get checked, because when I was in my phases, I never, I always had structure to the shit, so I never really, had, too many in a week. You feel me? It'd always be, at most 3. You feel me? So it's like after 2 partners or whatever the case may be, I go get, tested, so I can pinpoint, you feel me? When I'm about to start fucking somebody new, yeah, I'm getting tested again. I need a benchmark. Okay, I'm clean now, nigga. Fuck. Something happens after this. I know where it came from, and it wasn't me. You feel me? My status, and knowing the status and shit, I feel like it's very important, because it's like, I always need to know where I stand. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, some of us haven't ever been tested. As men, some of us have never been tested, and we banking on the fact that every woman that I've been with, they never got anything, so I'm good. No, that's not safe. That's not smart. Some of us have never been tested because we're afraid to be tested, because it's like, well, what if it comes back I got something? Well, nigga, now you need to start keeping your shit in your pants. You need to be smarter. You need to be real smarter with what you're doing. You feel me? Because now it's like, we get to this point, and this is a quick tangent. This is a quick tangent right here. It has nothing to do with this topic, but it kind of does. When women say men who Men got trust issues because they had their heart broken when they was in the 8th grade or middle school, whatever the case may be, and they never recovered. That's true. That's true. But I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. A lot of men, especially men that fuck a lot, that have trust issues with women, is because they got burnt by a woman that they thought they could trust. We don't talk about that part because that is an embarrassing aspect. Now, Grant, like I said, I'm fortunate enough to be one of the motherfuckers who dodged every one of the bullets. Well, damn it, I didn't dodge a pregnancy scare, but to dodge the bullets of diseases, I never had to experience that. You feel what I'm saying? Never experienced it. Several scares because little shit like I didn't like when I was young, I didn't know that you could fuck a menstrual cycle on. So when she started bleeding, I'm like, yo, she got something. Oh, what the fuck? You feel me? But you know, when it starts to happen frequently, you're like, oh, that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm too far. My bad. But it's like, so I was fortunate enough not to have the scares from, you know, diseases and shit. And so it's like, that's an embarrassing thing to know, yeah, this chick burnt me. Or, yeah, this, that, and the third happened to me. And then for some of them, you had the shit you can't get rid of. You feel what I'm saying? And how do you tell that? You feel me? Again, that goes back into the maturity thing. You know, we don't cross over to that maturity. Like, look, man, I can't fuck with you because I got this. It's like, no, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to hope the condoms work and hope you never want to get too serious to where we can take them off. You feel what I'm saying? Crazy shit. I sit in circles and motherfuckers say some wild shit. You be like, what? You really think like that? Yes. Broskies, we got to stop thinking like this. We got to stop being out here doing shit like this. This ain't cool. It's not smart. All right? It's not smart at all. So make it, so when you make that ability and that routine to stay getting tested, you feel me? It gives you a better precedence. Finish off my sidebar before I get back to the other part I left off at. So, yeah, so a lot of men who have had the quote unquote heart, bro, yeah, you got cheated on in elementary school, she embarrassed you. No, a lot of times it's not that. A bad bitch burnt that nigga or gave him something. And that's where the trust issues come in. But you ain't gonna stop fucking. You're not going to be proactive from this point. You're not going to go to the point where you're going to say, you know what? You know, like this. I learned this shit from women. You feel me? When women have been hurt before, you feel me? They don't, you know, I've been hurt before. I'm putting up this wall. I'm putting up this wall. I'm putting up this wall. And it's like, yo, why don't we, now this is just, I'm going to speak collectively, but of course, it's so for a conversation. I'm talking to my brothers. Why don't we do that shit? Yo, man. That motherfucker burnt me, so I'm not gonna go raw anymore. I'm not just gonna be out here fucking crazy. No, I'm just not gonna fuck her anymore. And I'm going, like, it's crazy how much forgiveness we can have for a human species when sex is involved. Everything else we can't. We find very difficult to forgive and shit. We were like, well, that person burnt me. Ain't no, but like everything else is like it's the same. It's a lot of times it's the same shit. You dig what I'm saying? Exact same shit. So I'm looking at my brothers like, you know, why don't we keep that energy? If a motherfucker burnt you before, you need to be extra proactive with your sex shit. Don't be, oh, I gotta get. And see, we end up doing that hurt people shit. We end up doing that hurt people shit. You feel what I'm saying? Now it's like, yo, fuck it. Ain't nobody want to tell, like, yo, that's your fault you got that shit. Regardless of if the motherfucker told you or not, that's your fault you got that shit. Because there's ways that you could have found out ahead of time. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm seeing so many of our younger boys and shit go through shit like this. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, yo, bro, this bitch burnt me. How long you been burning? How long you been in this position and didn't know it? Why? Because you don't get your periodic checkups. I don't give a fuck if y'all are in a quote unquote monogamous relationship. We've been together for 2 years. Ain't shit happens. Periodically check in. You feel me? Periodically check in, like, yo, let's just go get this real quick. Let's go make sure we straight. You feel what I'm saying? What's wrong with it? Because then when the shit come back, then it's like, now you learn how to better make decisions. I don't give a fuck. Like, yo, if my trust in a human, in a woman, especially, because this is the direction which I'm talking about, but my trust in a woman is predicated upon, it's like Kendrick Lamar said, I'd rather you trust me than to love me, right? So My perspective is this. If I can't trust you, then that other shit is out of the window. Right? You feel me? What better way to gain trust and shit on the fidelity of a motherfucker than getting tested? Now, granted, they could very well still be creeping. But I will say this, though. It's going to alleviate my mind a lot more knowing that they don't have anything. But that comes from the periodic part. Now, knowing that this is the expectation, oh, we're going to get checked up every such and such. You feel me? Just to keep things on point. Like, you know how jobs give you random drug tests? Start doing that shit in your relationships, bro. Have a random have a random HIV test. Have a random disease test. Boom, baby, where we going? Don't worry about it, baby. We got to go, But it ain't about trusting you because I'm getting it with you. To show you that I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you start getting frantic and shit, I don't want to take it on. Oh, okay. Okay. You know something I don't know, and you're telling me all that I need to know right now. You feel what I'm saying? But I digress. The point that I'm still, trying to stick on is for my younger homies. Like, yo, bro, go get tested, bro. It's not scary. It's nothing wrong with it. It's a small process. They're going to drain a little bit of your blood. They're going to take a culture out of your dick and shit. And then they're going to, you feel me? They're going to run it. Either you got something or you don't. You feel what I'm saying? And then go back periodically. Because some of the shit lies dormant. Just stay fresh with the shit. Like, let that be a part of your physical health. Let that be a part of your physical health maintenance. Yeah, you can go to the gym, you can work out, you can be all of this shit and all of that shit and still be motherfucking burnt. Still be motherfucking going through some shit internally that you're not even feeling because your body is healthy. Your body is healthy, so that disease is lying dormant, but you got the motherfucker. This now raises other issues because then it's like if you do have a baby with somebody, if you do decide that, okay, I'm going to get somebody pregnant or whatever the case may be, you do decide these things, and it's like, yo, there's risks that come into that. You feel me? You want to be able to avoid all of that shit. You feel what I'm saying? And for my brothers, like I said, we gotta stop. If my girl good, I'm good. Nah, man, fuck that. I've seen too many situations where a dude waited for the final moments, like when the shit got out of control, like his shit just bleeding, and he like, I don't know what the fuck going on. Nigga, what the fuck you mean? Like, you fucking how many bitches right now? Dramatic effect. You feel me? It's like, bro, you fucking this many bitches right now? And you're like, yeah, man, I got this bitch, and you don't even know your status or theirs. Like I said, this what I'm going into. It sounds good when we talk about this man shit. When we do man shit, like, oh, I'm gonna get my grown man on. I'm on my grown man status. You feel me? When I was 17 years old, I had this girl tell me I wasn't on my grown man because I ain't eat pussy. First off, I'm 17. If you like putting dicks in your mouth, young lady, at the young age that you're in, I'm not opposed to it, but I don't eat pussy. That's just what it is. 17 at the time, or 16, 17, 16, one of them ages. But anywho, so the person is like, oh, you ain't on your grown man. But first of all, I'm on the verge of graduating high school. You feel me? I'm an ambassador. You feel me? Like, I got shit going. Like, I've been on my grown man shit from a different perspective, but that shows like the grown man shit is all about sex. You dig what I'm saying? It's all about like sex and how you gonna satisfy. So it's like we have to break that mold and we have to break that mentality, because what that does is like, it allows shit to move in. You feel me? Like it allows shit to move in against us. You feel what I'm saying? Because now when it's time to be accountable, now when it's time to be responsible, shit's not it's not good. Like, this is no shot to those women. To the women I'm about to discuss or anything like that. But, I'm keeping it a buck because it's us and shit, right? But it's like a lot of the women that I was involved with sexually as a teenager and shit, like, they had kids, like, not too long after I was fucking them. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, this ain't no shot to say that that's what they wanted. This ain't no shot to say that that's what they were trying to get out of me. But the point is that it's like, now we're years down the line. 12, 13, 14 years down the line and shit, right? And the degrees of separation are significantly different. You feel me? I ran into a girlfriend I dated when I was 15. Didn't even recognize her when I seen her. Like, you feel me? But she recognized me. She was like, we used to date. I was like, for real? damn, what's your name? You feel me? She's like, you don't remember me, do you? I said, I do a little. I said, you look real familiar. We went to school together. She said, nope. I was like, oh shit, we didn't go to school together. I said, you do look familiar though. Where I know you from? She said, we used to date. I was like, whoa, wow. We did? Yeah. And then she told me her name and the time. I was like, wow. I mean, I didn't say that out loud. That's in my head because it's like I don't want to. It's awkward as fuck. It's like, yo, so what's been up? You know, and then it gets one of those situations where it's like, then they ask you like what you've been up to, then you tell them what you've been up to because you're being honest, and then it's just like, damn. It's like, yeah, what about you? Oh, well, and it's like, oh shit. It's different. You feel me? It's different. Now, I'm putting this into perspective because the baby is the physical aspect of this shit. Imagine this. Imagine this though. If nobody knew if you did not know a motherfucker was pregnant to the day they conceived. I mean, to the day they had to push the bitch out. Like you didn't grow. Now, granted, there are cases like that. I've seen one. One of my old homies and shit. Like he got this girl pregnant, and nobody knew that she was pregnant until the day her water broke. So it's like, damn, bro. Like I get that, but it's like, yo, what if the reality was like that? Would you then be more proactive? Because we gamble with it. You know, we look at diseases and like, okay, they can be cured. They can be this, whatever the case may be. Okay, you got the death sentences. You got the as I die slowly. You got HIV. You got motherfucking herpes. You got the ones that you can't do shit about. You feel me? On paper. You got the ones you can't do shit about. But then it's like the other ones, we run a gamble. We really believe like, yo, that shit ain't gonna happen to me, or I'll be good. I'll probably get one of the things I can clear up. You know, it's a motherfucker with AIDS right now thinking the same shit. It's a motherfucker with HIV, herpes thinking the same fucking shit. You feel what I'm saying? And now let's add that into the perspective of, you know, as in our adolescent years, our thought process is, I'm good if my girl good. What? That'll be the equivalent of if we did not know a woman was pregnant to the day her water broke. How proactive would we be? You dig what I'm saying? Even then, we don't know. We really don't be knowing a woman's pregnant until 2 months, 3 months in. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? And then the hustle and bustle, motherfuckers be missing their cycle and don't even really think about it. It's just like, I'm late. You know, some do, but some be so wrapped up in shit. It's like, I didn't even notice that I ain't had my cycle. Uh-oh. Now, mind you, it's going to take about 28 days for the cycle to go from 1 to 1, from the first cycle to the next cycle. So it's going to take you 28 days to really notice, if you notice. You feel what I'm saying? Why go through that shit, bro? Imagine if like, and that's how we're treating diseases. Like, you feel me? We be thinking, I'm going to get this shit the first stroke. If I ain't got it when I finish busting it down, then I'm good. Nah, nigga, that shit's got to stop, bro. And I'm saying that it's got to stop for the younger kids, bro. You older motherfuckers that are older than me, my peers and shit, we should have been learned. We live and learn, we get the mistakes, but it's like, we're talking to somebody that's looking up to us. Talking to somebody that's supposed to be coming up to us, I'm like, yo, who the fuck are your big homies, dog? Like for real. Like I said, it was a good 6 or 7 of them having this conversation. They adapted. I know how, like, when you say something that one of your homies resonate with and shit, and everybody feel it, everybody just dap each other. Like, that's how it was. Everybody dapped up with the fact that if my girl good, I'm good. Who are your big homies? Who are you getting this information from? You feel what I'm saying? Because that's a problem. Because how many young heads are still growing up like this? And I know they're still growing up like this. Now, mind you, like I said, these guys were early 20s. I still had this mindset when I was in my teens. So at some point, it's like, now granted, I even know a little couple older heads that have said this shit too, that are older than me. So it's like, what's the problem? You feel me? Why are we willing to do all of the destructive shit, the grown shit, but we don't want to do the grown shit to at least get tested? At least know what the fuck wrong with us or right with us. Know that we all clear and shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's a process. You know what I'm saying? It's a fear you got to overcome. Just overcome the shit. You be thinking motherfuckers is like, because I know a lot of times too when talking to the younger people, like when I was younger and I told about my first time getting tested. My homies was like, you won't scare, bro? Like, I don't want to go because people going to be thinking I got something. That's why you need to go. The fuck? Like, you feel me? If people see you coming out of the health department, they gonna think you got a disease. No, if people see you coming out of the health department, they gonna see you coming out of the health department. You clarify what the fuck you was in the health department for. The fuck? If I walk out this motherfucker and I'm clean, nigga, I'm clean. So they're like, yeah, I saw such and such coming out of the health department. You damn right. I went in that motherfucker to make sure I can come out good and get back to my regularly scheduled programming. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that ignorance is not bliss, it's evil. You feel me? But if I don't know, then like, you feel me? It's motherfuckers that have gone through some sick shit for a moment. You feel what I'm saying? Because they won't choose to get tested. They won't choose. They think, oh, this person has this, that, and the third. Like, I don't give a fuck what qualities you got in life. I don't give a fuck if you A1, day one. You could be fucking motherfucking Christ consciousness. You feel me? You can be brujo, whatever the fucking shit is. You could be, you feel me? You could be Christ consciousness. You could be woke. You could be sleep. You could be whatever. At the end of the day, none of that shit's gonna protect you physically if you caught something. If you were, you know what I'm saying, having the grown adult mentality without the grown adult accountability and responsibility. You feel me? At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck like what you like. I'm not fucking you until I know that you're clean. You feel me? I'm not fucking you until I know that you're clean. And my brothers, we need to start getting to that. You know how much we can save in life? You feel what I'm saying? You know how much time we can save within ourselves and the shit that goes through our bodies and shit. Just go get tested, bro. Go get tested. It's okay. It's not scary. It's not some shit that's gonna make you feel the type of way. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. The more comfortable you get, the safer you'll be. Because now you're starting to pinpoint shit. Now, like I said, take the time to when you decide, okay, I really want to start fucking with this person. Let's go to the health department. Off rip, if they decline, fuck them. There's nothing for us to continue going forward for. You don't even want to do something as simple as show me that you're in good health. Think about that. You feel what I'm saying? Because if the goal is like longevity and all of this shit, I need to know that you know. It's like, yo, we got to get tested every certain amount of time. I'll be lenient if we together and go 6 months, but you feel me? Oh, we testing this. Oh, what you don't trust? It ain't about trust you. I want to know I'm good. I don't know who was with you before. I don't know who's with you during. I just got to have the assumption that, okay, you fucking with me and me alone. You feel what I'm saying? But if the moment's like, I don't think I should do that. All right, well, we know where that's leading to. You dig what I'm saying? I don't mind. Go and get my shit tested. I don't. The moment you start minding getting your shit tested, we not, you know. If you need to, we can sign NDAs. So, you know, if you do have something, I'm not like, I can't blast you. I'm like, yeah, man, we just stop fucking around because she had this, that. We could do that. We could do it, you know, so it stays quiet. But at the end of the day, you feel me? I'm not waiting. And this is for my younger homies, yo. Do not wait for another motherfucker to come out sick to see if you're sick. You feel me? Stop that shit. Cut that shit out, yo. At this point, if you're going to be grown, if you're going to do the grown man shit, if you're going to have the grown man behavior, be grown enough to do the accountability and responsibility pieces too for the consequences of your actions. Be proactive rather than reactive. Don't motherfucking fuck something raw, catch a disease, and now you want to be a child again. Now you want to be the child again. Oh man, she burnt me, man. That bitch. No. You did that to yourself. You made a conscious decision to fuck her raw. You made a conscious decision not to know her status. You made a conscious decision not to know all of these other dynamics that play into whether you had something or not. That's your fucking fault. So you got to deal with it. And don't forget to take a moment to go get your exclusive merchandise from Just Scenes merch. At Just Scenes, each piece is specifically crafted with positive imagery and symbolism. From the titles and designs to the descriptions, each style gives you something to feel great about. With everything from hoodies and tees to coffee mugs and tote bags, we have something for the entire family. So be sure to get yours today. Find us on Instagram at Just Scenes merch and get your merchandise right now. All right. Welcome back. I'm gonna wrap up there. Because, like I said, talking to the young homies, man, that shit, it was funny, but it was disappointing at the same time. Because it's like, bruh, that's how y'all really think? If my homie hit, or my girl hit, if I hit my girl and she ain't got nothing, then I'm clean. Who else hitting your girl? Who else are you hitting? You feel what I'm saying? Like that shit's not cool, because now you playing Russian roulette. And the more women that you involve yourself with, the more bullets you're putting in the gun. Russian roulette is a game designed for one bullet and one revolver. A lot of you motherfuckers are now playing Russian roulette with a fully loaded clip. Why? I got 4 bitches. I'm using dramatic effect. Let me start using dramatic effect, y'all. All right. I got 4 women that I'm involving myself with. All right. So, Pete, this is all I got. 4 women that I'm involving myself with. I'm fucking all of them, but I don't know the status of none of them. But I'm banking on the status that if they get a disease, then I know I got some. Right? So here's why that's fucked up. Right? Statistically, it's so fucked up. It's not even sound. It makes no fucking sense. Look at this shit. If you're going to wait for 4 other motherfuckers to tell you what status is that you're fucking, you feel what I'm saying? Tell you what you're like, how does that play out? You know the odds? The odds of them all coming out clean. Cool. But now, the odds of them all coming out dirty, then what? Just imagine you got multiple diseases. 2 different motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta start being smart, bro. Smart. I get it. You know, they teach us, we've been learning, like, have notches under your belt. Cool. That's cool. That's what we taught about, you know, growing up with. But we gotta stop that shit, bro. I know it's gonna take a process. You can't just make an immediate shift when it comes to generational shifts. So why don't we try this challenge? How about this? Because it's gonna be hard to get y'all out of that mentality. Like, stop fucking so much. Like, it's not, man shit is not about being a notch on you, but I get it. It's gonna take a lot. So for every notch on your belt, you also have to have a clear bill of health. Your notches don't count if you getting burnt. Your notches don't count if you fucking with motherfuckers that got shit. Your notches don't count. You feel what I'm saying? So this now leads you to have to be extra proactive. Every person you fuck, you need to go to the health department. And you need to now wait between the next one. You feel me? And on some real shit, if your first go out fucking, you know, for my little homies and shit, your first go out, you catch something, you're out. You're out the game. You don't need to play no more. You suck. This is a game and you lost in the beginning. You didn't even make it past the starting line. You feel me? Shows that you're already fucked up. Now, that's why I'm saying we need to be proactive. You feel me? This is why a lot of times it's like women, when it comes to the sexual aspect of it, they have a lot more discipline than we do. You know why? Because they're disciplined from a young age. You feel me? Once a woman starts her cycle, she goes to the hospital, they start considering birth control. They start actually talking about the shit. Our balls drop and our voice get deeper. They don't say a motherfucking thing. Motherfuckers give us condoms. They don't do the shit that they do with women. You feel me? That's why it's like, not only any funny shit, it's us passing the diseases on. Yeah, granted, you got some girls that you know, but it's like, for the most part, it's us. We're giving this shit out. We're giving this shit out. Why? Because we're not willing to be proactive enough to say, you know what? Let me go get tested first. Let me go get this first. Because now we fucking so many different multiple women and shit. And then we done manipulated a woman to be in our down chick and shit. And she ain't fucking nobody else but us because she crazy. And we not committing to her. And she, you know what I mean? Like, it's little shit like that we do that when it's all said and done, what are we really going to do with our future generations? Are we going to teach them? Are we going to sit down with the big homies like, bro, you need to go to the health department, bro. Go to the health department. You got you some pussy today. Now, go know your status tomorrow. It's that simple. You feel me? It's that simple. You don't need to be out here fucking multiple, like I had those stories, man. Like I tell them, I had those moments I would be fucking multiple girls in a day. You feel me? Say chicks in the week, then it's like, yo, let me get my shit. tested, bro. I'm not relying on another motherfucking status to tell me I'm good. I can't. That makes no sense to me. You feel me? Because then you come to a point where if your mentality is that if they physically look good, they're attractive or whatever the case may be, then they ain't got nothing, you're going to be fucked up in the game. Because the more you put that energy into the world, the more you're going to be attracted to attractive motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? It's a lot of attractive motherfuckers that got some unattractive shit within them. You feel me? Stop getting caught at that. Like, I've had so many conversations with women who would say shit like, yeah, this person gave me, like, and it's always women who say that a dude gave them a disease and they weren't fucking nobody else, right? My brothers too. I wasn't fucking nobody else, but she gave me something. Do you see? You don't know who else they fucking. This is a means of checks and balances, bro. This is a means of checks and balances, and I hope you'll implement this shit in your lives. You feel me? Not only do you know that she's only fucking with you, now you know she's clean. And even if she's not only fucking with you, she's fucking with other clean motherfuckers. See how this could be a very, very important ripple effect? You feel what I'm saying? You plant the seed in her. That's like, no pun intended, but you plant the seed in her. That's like, okay, bam, we getting checked every month, every 2 months, whatever the case may be. All right, bam. That's going to make her do one of two things. If she is fucking off, she now has to make sure, nigga, is you straight? Because I can't bring shit back home. You feel what I'm saying? And it's checks and balances that if something does happen and you ain't been doing shit, you don't need proof. You don't need that's the proof right there. If somebody caught a venereal disease, a sexually transmitted disease, and you wasn't fucking them, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's why, like, when I look at how the universe played itself out for me to learn some of the shit that I had to learn, when I look at the last relationship, the relationship I was in where I got cheated on and shit, I'm glad I got cheated on and she got pregnant than me catching the disease, because I wouldn't have known. I would not have known. I would not have known. Like, that's how fucked up it was. But it would have been so crazy because it would have been like, my first time fucking you, because like I said, we were practicing celibacy. So my first time fucking you again, I catch something. But then again, I don't think I would have caught anything because I never had sex with her raw. Random. But anyway. But the point is that, you feel what I'm saying? When we in these situations, it's prolonged shit. You could have got the disease 3-4 weeks in, and y'all are still fucking with each other. Don't even know it. You feel what I'm saying? And you don't know where it's coming from. And then it's like, know the status, bro. Know the status. If every time we get tested, every time we go out and we get tested and shit like that, like your first date, I ain't gonna necessarily say first date. I'm being, funny with that one and shit. But like, when it comes to the point where y'all are getting close and y'all know, okay, man, go to the health department together. Or schedule a thing at the clinic, the hospital, whatever y'all feel comfortable with. But go. Go. You feel what I'm saying? Don't be that trusting that you're stupid. And see, the thing about it, people be saying like, oh, I'm a very trusting person. You're not trusting, you're naive. You're fucking naive. Don't be no fucking naive ass child. People catch diseases every day, B. And they pass them every single day, B. You need to make sure you're not a motherfucker that's going to be a conduit between when the disease goes and comes the next time. You feel what I'm saying? My young homies, I need y'all to get this shit. Your girl is not the barometer for if you have something or not. You are. Don't wait for her to go get tested to see if she good. You go make sure you good, motherfucker. That's what you do. Make sure you're good. And continue to make sure you're good. Continue to get tested. Continue to have, set your shit up monthly. Get tested monthly if you need to. If you fucking that much. If you fucking that much, go get tested monthly. And it's not hard. The health department does it for free. You feel me? If you want a more detailed test, you can go to your hospital, whatever the case may be, whatever. I mean, your primary care physician. But the purpose in all of that I'm saying is this. Be proactive, young bulls. Be fucking proactive. Know your fucking status. Don't wait until your girl is pregnant and now there's complications with the birth because of the disease pregnant. Don't wait until you catch something and things just start feeling wrong. You feel what I'm saying? Don't wait until that shit. Don't wait until that shit. You feel me? We're men. We need to act like it. We need to have that accountability piece. If you're going to be fucking like a grown-ass man, if you're going to be bragging about your dick and how you shit like that because you do that grown man shit, whatever the case may be, get tested like a fucking grown-ass man. Know your fucking status, bro. For real, for real. Like, for real. If you don't know your status right motherfucking now, that's a problem. If you can remember who you been fucking last, right? But you can't remember the last time you got tested. You need there's something into that. You got to fix that. Go get tested. Don't just do it one time and then think, oh, I'm good. No, continually get tested. Continue to make sure that your body is good. Your health is in tip-top shape. You feel me? And this shit affects more than you think it affects. You know? But with that being said, I'm gonna draw it to a close there. I just kind of wanted to have this conversation with my young homies because it's like a lot of y'all had this mentality, yo. if my girl clean, I'm clean. No, if your girl's clean, she's clean. If your girl's dirty, you dirty. I mean, she's dirty. It doesn't necessarily have to carry on to you, but you need to know what the fuck you're dealing with. You feel me? You need to know what the fuck you're dealing with. All right. So, with that being said, be sure to follow me on Instagram at _just_sing_. Be sure to check out my website at iamjustsing.com to get all things that are just seen. As always, be sure to kiss your babies. Make sure to eat their vegetables. And as far as our sons, you know, when they cross that line and you know they fucking, once the ball is dropping and the voice starts to get deeper, you know they fucking, we need to start having the same hands-on approach that we have with our daughters. You feel me? Our daughters, they know about their cycles. They know about all of this other shit. They learn about a lot faster. Boys, we just, oh, nigga, you got a dick with hair around it. Okay. Now, you need to learn the basis of what the fuck and know certain shit. Start getting tested. You feel me? Start getting tested. Start like girls start getting, if I'm not mistaken, they start getting their pap smears early. You feel me? The moment they have their yearly checkups and they get their menstruation, they start going to they got a whole OBGYN. They ain't got shit for a dick. You feel me? So they have already been prepared. You feel me? We got to be the same too. We need to start being a lot more mature. We're not boys. If you still in that boyish mentality and you just fucking, you gonna fuck up your life. Stop doing that shit. It's time to change and elevate, bro. We need to transition to manhood, be accountable and responsible for the shit that we do, which means that we now have to be proactive rather than reactive. If I know, yo, shorty bad and I think I can, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no more about looking at, I still got the moments, you feel me, where I'm like, yo, she can get it. But I have to get to know her first and then we got to go, yo, baby, girl, you feel me? Let's go check out this, my favorite spot. What's that? The health clinic. Baby, let's go. Why you want to do that? Why wouldn't I? The fuck? You feel what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't I? Like, that shit's scary. That shit's scary to me. Scary as fuck now. But anyway, make sure your babies, your sons especially, make sure as they, you know, when they get to that teenage level, make sure you're able to start teaching them the proactive part. You know what I mean? Start teaching them the proactive part. Make sure they, yo, bro, are you fucking? Are you lying? Let's go get tested. You feel what I'm saying? Our kids gonna lie to us anyway. So take the motherfucker anyway. Like, look, bro, I need you to go get tested so we know what your status is. You feel me? But I know you fucking. Your walk changed, your voice changed, your swag changed. You fucking, nigga. You fucking. And now you starting to act like the women. You starting to act like the women that you fucking. Maybe from a man's perspective, you start picking up the tendencies. You don't know this shit. You feel me? You don't know this shit. Not only from a disease perspective, like, you feel me? You can catch soul ties that can fuck you up the same way. You feel me? I never had a disease, but I damn sure contracted depression from a motherfucker. Didn't even know that shit was possible, but I contracted depression from a motherfucker. Crazy shit. I contracted depression. I contracted low self-esteem or poor self-image. I contracted these things from a motherfucker I was fucking. Ain't that some shit? We don't know that shit. Get that test too. A lot of motherfuckers smile on the surface, but they be fucked up on the inside. And you can catch that shit. But I'm going to leave it at that. Be sure to kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. I'm out.